Charlie to test our audio. Curious how it's going to work. I think even with my fan on that it's working pretty well. So it looks like we might have a VP announcement. Yay! So let's go over to Rumble here. And we'll be able to get all the important stuff pulled up. We are seeing them showing us a view of the crowd. Um, let's see here. Who's this lady? I guess let's see what she's going on about here.
Through fundraisers for President Biden, now telling him they think he should resign or not run. That's a big deal.
I don't know.
We're going to go to the crowds
really
for a few. Yeah, let's go to the crowd.
It's hard to do much. When they're doing that music like that, I run the risk that YouTube is likely going to strike me. So I don't think Rumble will. So YouTube, we're just gonna say goodbye to you because it was actually hard to get everything set up appropriately. I kind of thought Rackets was wrong about this, but he actually is kind of right. Can't really appropriately get it set up right. But now that I got it, can I discontinue just YouTube? I may not be able to. Let's see here. Huh. I guess actually I cannot just. That's weird. Well, I can tell you who I wanted to be VP. I wanted it to be Vivek Ramaswamy, but I don't think that's going to happen. And that's unfortunate. I'm going to kind of go to my grave with the idea that he was kind of the ideal. He was the best. A lot of these others I'm just not sure about. I just don't know that I'm real crazy about. But you just gotta go with what you got and what you have, I guess. Let's see what exactly it is that they're all talking about. Probably, oh, no, 96 people, the music. No. Ugh. They don't want to be music people. They just don't want it. But I guess the last, fuck YouTube and their music, I guess. Let's see how quickly let's check my phone and see how quickly it gets restricted. I will get a message to my email very quickly that they're not happy. This happens a lot, though. It says here that Trump was supposed to be speaking at 5, and as you can see, he's still not there. That's just kind of a normal thing. Give me anything else. the idea that they were going to ever choose Vivek Ramaswamy was kind of a we know that he'll be speaking at the Republican convention. So, I mean, there's that. And I guess maybe there's talk like he'll be doing something. Nobody really knows what.
We are so glad you are joining us right now on Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm watching the same pictures and videos.
I'm so glad to join you too.
Or wherever you're watching this broadcast. Can you believe it? I kept saying to the director and the producer here, I'm just look at that sea of people right there. You know, what's running through my mind is Pennsylvania is a red state. Look at that sea of people. There's unbelievable numbers there in Butler, Pennsylvania. Butler's a very small town, about 35 miles north of Pittsburgh, but look at all of the patriots there from all walks of life. I've seen a number of people from everywhere there. Reminds me a little bit, a slice of this, a good chunk of this was the same way in the Bronx, right? Whether it's Philly or Detroit, and of course, rural America, the suburbs. People are tired of the Joe Biden policies. They know what's up. They're going to see President Trump here speak at any minute. We're awaiting the president. You can see, look at that. You know, we got people just enjoying the time there. It's a rally atmosphere on this rally Saturday, July 13th. I'm Matthew Alvarez. You've been watching this awesome coverage with Vanessa Broussard and Nikki Stanzio. They're live down there on the ground. Thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, of course, for this entire cause. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a freedom conservative movement that is all about the Constitution of this United States. So we're looking forward to seeing more of the same as we continue to cover these rallies. And of course, the RNC coverage this week is going to be fantastic starting on Monday, just 48 hours from now. The 4 themes, of course, with that are as follows. We've got Make America Wealthy once again on Monday. On Tuesday is Make America Safe once again. On Wednesday, it's Make America Strong once again. And then, of course, on Thursday, Make America Great once again. So we're going to hear, obviously, from President Trump today. And then it'll be great for that presumptive title of presumptive nominee when he's at the RNC. It's going to be taken away, and he's going to be the official nominee, a three-peat for President Trump. So that's awesome to see. And then, of course, we're also keeping an ear out and an eye out for the vice presidential pick by Donald J. Trump. So we'll see what happens. As soon as we hear that news, of course, it'll be not only local, but national, if not international. Of course, it'll be international news as well. The country is...
Whoops. Hold on a second. We'll have it back here in just a second. Trust me, we aren't really missing anything.
Blanket of zombie-like cells.
This brilliant trick keeps you cool in summer, even during heat waves and power outages. This new invention is
gold.com/RSBN network. I'm sure a lot of you do. Of course, a lot of you do. We see the amount of people that watch and all the comments and all the love for Right Side. It's because it's about we the people and the president, right? We cover everything from the people to the president when it comes to all of the events and the rallies. So go to stickermule.com/RSBN, get some gear. Why don't you sport some of this stuff at some of the rallies, at some of the events, whether it's a t-shirt or a bumper sticker, that kind of thing. Thank you so much for doing that too. That'll also give 10 to 15% back to the network. So obviously to keep everything moving, Obviously, it takes some cash to do it, but thank you guys that have donated. If you can't donate right now, no worries. We understand what's going on. As we take a look back in there at Pennsylvania, I mean, $1.87 a gallon was the national price of gas for a gallon of gas back in the Trump administration. Now we're seeing all these wild numbers. I know it peaked a while ago and so-called went down for a minute. Biden might have tried to take some credit for that, but why? It was already low before. So anyway, so we're here again, Butler, Pennsylvania, a great part of the country, Western Pennsylvania, beautiful area, 88 degrees there today. You can see thousands of people there awaiting the president. 10 minutes after 5 on the East Coast. If you'd like to let people know about the broadcast, go ahead and send this link out, text or just
Yeah,
email
he's a little
or
late.
just let somebody know that, hey, President Trump will be about to take the stage here. The pre-program was quite awesome at 3 o'clock. We heard from a number of great speakers there. And then the interviews by Nikki Stanzione and Vanessa Broussard on the ground there with a number of people. See, I mean, this is what it's all about. You know, that earlier when Vanessa was talking, and also Nikki at different times, when the crowd was getting a pan from our camera, right? And Vanessa was talking, everybody was loud and excited, and they just love their country. They love freedom. They love President Trump. So that's a group of lovely, happy people, and I'd be there just as they are if I could be, but I'm here right now, of course. We do want to thank you as well, Birch Gold Group, for sponsoring with us, because at the end of the day, we know that the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, all these other countries too are trying to use their local currencies instead of the US dollar, which is causing obviously some concern there. So enter the Birch Gold Group. All you got to do is text Trump to 9098 and you can get this info kit. This will be mailed to your mailbox. All the information you need on gold, precious metals, and silver, the tax-sheltered IRA, 401k. This is some good financial planning right there and some peace of mind. All you have to do is text Trump to that number you see there on your screen, 989898. So we know that there are 19 electoral votes up for stake in the Keystone State there in Pennsylvania. Went to college right outside of Pittsburgh out there. So some fun facts that I started the broadcast. We'll keep it fun for just a second here. Let's say they call soda in Pittsburgh pop. Sneakers are tennis shoes and rubber bands are gum bands, for those of you that are familiar with the Pittsburgh area. But they also love their sports, and the Pirates, the Penguins, the Steelers. At the end of the day, the Bridge of Cities, the City of Bridges as well. I mean, it's a gorgeous area, but look at all the people there. Obviously, no football game today, no nothing. Even if there was, this is what's wild about this. I know it's not football season yet, but the people show up, whether it's in Pennsylvania, whether it's in Ohio or Georgia or Arizona, whatever state, name it. People, they'll watch the game later. I mean, because they realize how serious of a time this is for our country. And you'll see crowds just like this, regardless if there's a sporting event on or not. But the people of Pittsburgh and the people in that region of Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio love President Trump. I mean, that line right there, Ohio and Pennsylvania, they're only about, I think, 25 miles from Youngstown, Ohio. So I'm sure there's some Ohioans there as well with the Pennsylvanians joining. You know, usually that would be Ohio State versus Penn State in football. But no, these guys, everybody's joining there. In the same chorus of freedom for our country. We just want simple. I mean, it's a repeat of a fact. It is the Constitution. It is the First and Second Amendment that these people are there for, and for President Trump, who is leading the way for those two great amendments, along with the entire Constitution. So there are some statistics as well. That's awesome. Okay, I have to stop for a second. Trump towel. All right, so those of you that know the Pittsburgh Steelers yellow terrible towel, they're usually yellow, and it has the terrible towel that they wave at the Pittsburgh Steelers games. I have not ever seen a Trump towel like that. That's really cool.
Wow, Trump
I get
towels.
excited about that kind of stuff because I love sports too. But Anyway, I wanted to read just some of the statistics real quick before we toss it back out there live as we await President Trump to take the stage. And of course, we'll get back to Vanessa and Nikki there. Some of the statistics that I saw that our Pennsylvanians have actually suffered greatly thanks to Biden's failed policies. Now, prices in the Keystone State, we're told, are up 17.5% since Biden took office. Pennsylvanians are now spending $914 per month under Joe Biden, more per month under Joe Biden. Pennsylvania has been ravaged by the monumental surges in violent crime as a direct result of Biden's and the Democrats' pro-criminal policies. Here are some sobering statistics. Pittsburgh reported the highest number of murders in more than a decade. In Philadelphia, retail theft has increased by 84%. These upticks are incomprehensible and devastating, and more importantly, preventable. Because under President Trump, we know that there is a law and order candidate right there awaiting to just finish the job that he started back in 2016. And there is the yellow towel. Usually it says terrible towel, but it says Trump towel. That's really cool stuff. Being from the Pennsylvania area and going to college out there, it's great to see that. Fellow Pennsylvanians out there watching, and all of you guys that are watching at home, thank you so much for joining us here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. You can follow us on Truth Social if you'd like, at RSBN, or on Telegram, on Locals. Follow our channel on Rumble. We're also airing and broadcasting live on YouTube right now. And as you see, the pictures are speaking right now in the sense of the amount of people that are there. You really don't have to say anything about it. You can just look at the visuals and see the reality of the situation. The fact that there are thousands of people there for President Trump. I know there was a rally in the Butler area maybe a couple of years ago, and it was I heard there was around 55,000 people. That's some huge numbers, of course. So we're going to send it back to Vanessa Broussard and Nikki Stanzione, who are live in Butler. I'm Matthew Alvarez. We'll see you in a bit.
Well, the energy is palpable as we continue to wait for the guest of honor himself, President Donald J. Trump, expected to be out here any minute now. We are live here. RSBN is the place to be today, I tell you that much. Everybody's out here ready, energized, and excited. So many fabulous patriots and so many exciting things going on. We've had some incredible speakers earlier, and in just moments, President Donald J. Trump will take the stage, and I can't even imagine his reaction when he sees this crowd. You cannot see the end of the crowd. It is that deep. We are super crowded today, but nobody's letting the heat stop them from having an incredible day. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. And with the RNC in just a couple of days, we're all energized to see what this week will bring. It's going to be about making America wealthy, safe, strong, and great again. And that's what we all need to see. That's what we all want to see. No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, and no matter what party you followed over the years, those are collective common interests and hopes for all of us. Also, I want to let everybody know some exciting news. This is good news. We launched our new store on Sticker Mule. It's packed with awesome RSBN merch. So you can see things like stickers, t-shirts, hats, keychains, more. You'll love it. You just have to go to stickermule.com/RSBN. Stickermule.com/RSBN. Check it out now. And a big portion of the sales will go directly to RSBN, ensuring that we can continue to bring you the real news and the unfiltered coverage you won't find anywhere else. Go and check us out, whether you want to show your support or if you just want to grab some cool gear. We got you covered. You just go to stickermule.com/RSBN. You know, all of us who work here really appreciate your donations. It's a chance for us to be able to continue to bring you this nonstop coverage that nobody else is doing. You're not seeing it from any other network from start of the day to the end of the day, all the way up until after President Trump speaks. And after the big RNC this week, it can be interesting to see what's next on the pit stop for President Trump. Where will he be next? Where will he be going? Where will he be visiting? And how many of these incredible patriots will follow him along the way? When we asked a lot of people today what they thought about what they saw on the stage this week, specifically with Joe Biden and calling his Vice President Kamala Harris Vice President Trump. We saw him refer and introduce Zelensky as Putin. And these mistakes are not small mistakes. Yesterday in the rally, President Biden said, sometimes I mistake a name, Charlie for Bill. Charlie and Bill. No. There's a big difference between mistaking Charlie and Bill for Zelensky and Putin and Harris and Trump. Very different things. So let's get that clear first and foremost. Very big difference. And listen, this is a party of compassionate, caring, loving people. Nobody wants to see somebody that's older in decline. Nobody wants to be negative or hurtful. But when we see the government weaponizing the justice system, and when we hear stories where narratives are shifting perspective to things that are not truth, it's very frustrating, and it's hard to have compassion and sympathy. And yet everyone I've spoken to has that compassion. They've all said they're sad to see a demise of somebody or to see somebody losing their cognitive abilities. It's not fun for anybody to see that. But when we speak of somebody who's consistently telling lies and shifting the narrative to things that are not factual, it's very hard to watch and feel sympathy for that. So on that note, we're going to also turn it around to hope and faith and the pursuit of happiness, really, which is what this country was built on. It's what our Constitution was built on. And I'm so proud to be here with all of you. Vanessa and I love being here at RSBN, where we can bring you that includes conservatives and Democrats. It includes Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, and everything else around the world. It includes whatever your love preference is, whether you're a heterosexual or homosexual. We want everyone to love who they want to love, but we want to do things within boundaries, within barriers, making sure that our children are getting the information that they need to know, but not the information that's not appropriate. We want to see women playing sports without men coming in and taking over for the women's sports and not allowing them the opportunities to win. We want to see a country where our borders are closed to people who come here illegally and wide open for those who come here the legal way. That's what it's about. And all of these issues that you may have questions about or concerns about, I implore you to get educated, to get informed, to read about the agenda that's coming our way. The agenda for the 47th president is what you should be paying attention to, not the fake narratives that we've been hearing about that have the number 25. That is something that has nothing to do with President Trump. He's been very clear that that is not his agenda and that he is not involved in that. So let's get that very clear today. I want to make sure that you are clear that President Trump has an agenda that is open and fair and all about bringing us together and making America great. That's what it is. And you can see the crowds, they're starting to get hot. Well, they've been hot all day. Who are we kidding? But now they're getting to the point where they're like, okay, we're ready. We're ready. It's coming in just moments. I know it's happening in just moments. We're hearing It's a Wonderful World. All these songs are the lead up to the moment. So Vanessa, as we stand here today, we listen to this soundtrack.
Why?
It still gives me chills every time. I feel every single time I come to a Trump rally the same way. I feel moved. I feel touched. I feel proud of my country and proud of the people in this country and proud to represent our country for RSBN.
Absolutely. Being here is such an honor. And it's just an experience of a lifetime. This is history in the making. When will you ever see another MAGA movement of this sort? When will you ever see a movement in politics of this sort? I've asked people who are older than me, have you ever in your life seen anything like this? They have lived through so many presidents and they say, no, we have never seen anything like this. And I'm not sure if we ever will again, because this is a movement that the political parties have never seen. And that's what's scaring the left. That's why they're so concerned. They see this powerful movement taking place and sweeping the country and the world for that matter. And they just don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. So what do? they do, they start throwing, bombs on President Trump. We're going to indict you for this. We're going to charge you with this. We're going to throw you in jail for this. We're going to give you a mugshot. We're going to find you guilty for this. We're going to sentence you on this date. We're going to try to put you in jail. We're going to run on the slogans, "We'll get Trump if you vote for us." But it doesn't work. The MAGA people are really well aware of what's going on. And the people who have been on the fence, the independent voters, the voters who were undecided, they are very intelligent people and they can see what's going on as well. So that's why his numbers keep going up. And so this movement is so powerful. It's a pretty sight. It's a beautiful sight. I'm looking at the crowd right now and I just can't.
I want to cry, literally.
I can't get over it. And no matter how many different camera shots I've taken behind our camera, it just doesn't do it justice. And so I'll post all this in a little bit on social media and get that out there. So make sure you're following me. But it just really doesn't do it justice.
No, and I've told all of our friends here that I'm going to absolutely post everything on Truth Social and on Instagram, on Twitter. We will absolutely post. So the reason we haven't done it yet is because we're not getting great internet access out here. Everyone loves this song, by the way. But we are going to definitely post. So you can follow me on Truth and Instagram at Nick Stanz, NIKSTANZ, and Nikki Stanzione on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, Twitter up again on Truth Social, which is President Trump's platform. I'm at Vanessa, just my first name, VANESSA. Instagram at Vanessa Broussard News. And then on Twitter and TikTok, I'm at Vanessa B News. Vanessa B as in boy. It's my last name, Broussard, Vanessa B News. So make sure you give me a follow. I'd love to connect with you and chat. And you can see some of our pictures. Hey, look, I just posted a little bit ago. If you missed it earlier, we interviewed a little boy. What was he, 7 years old? He had President Trump's hair, a full suit on, and he says, "I'm here because I want to be President Trump's vice president." And I said, well, you would be the first 7-year-old ever as vice president, but I thought it was so cute.
He was you posted a photo of the two of you on Instagram, right?
Yes, and he's an entrepreneur, so I'll post more about that later. He has a little brother with autism. So businessman already at 7 years old, he has created some gumball machines. And so I'll post all that information in a little bit. All the money he raised goes to autism awareness. But this is what it's all about, no matter their age. Even a 7-year-old out here who says, "I love President Trump. I want to be his vice president." I'm an entrepreneur as well.
I'm voting for him. This is everybody's singing the words to the songs. It's just, it's so special. It's like being at a concert, really. And, when you were saying about MAGA,
I noticed that
I have to say it every time, but this week I was watching so much press from the Democrats and talking about, the extreme MAGA Republicans. It's like this word, they use it like it's some narrative of a phrase. The extreme MAGA Republicans. What are the extreme MAGA Republicans? They are the people who want to make their country great again. There's literally nothing negative at all. So we have to start remembering that. If you listen to people say that, remind them, tell them, MAGA means make America great. This is my country. Of course I want it to be great. There's nothing negative about that. And you know what? If you saw the crowd, there are tens of thousands of people. Everyone is smiling. There's no negativity. There's no fighting. There's no protesting. It's just beautiful. And it makes me want to cry every time.
And President Trump talks about that as well all the time, that Joe Biden will say we have to stop this MAGA movement. And President Trump reiterates what MAGA stands for, Make America Great Again. So what do you want to stop about making America great? And so, but what he's meaning is Joe Biden and the Democrats, they want to stop this movement of patriotism from the American people because they are more concerned about other countries and their people. But I'm going to tell you right now, if that American flag was flying at a Joe Biden rally, they would have left it twisted when the wind blew it in the wrong direction. The people wouldn't have chanted, "Fix the flag." You
see other flags.
Yeah, you see Ukrainian flags flying everywhere and the LGBTQ ABCDEFG flag flying everywhere. but rarely do you see the American flag flying with the
flag
Bidens
was flying away.
It's not about us. It's not about us.
It's never been about us. It's always been about their own pockets and their own elite governmental decisions for them to fix their own lives.
It never
and it's not to fix
happened.
our lives. And that's what you need to recognize.
Away.
This is not any kind of abandonment of anybody from other countries. We love seeing all of your flags. We love seeing all of your backgrounds. But when we are in America, our flag is first. This is our country. If you go to France, you see their flag. If you go to Italy, you see their flag. I was in London. There were flags for London and Britain. And then this is the thing. We don't resent that. We never resent that. We respect that. And all we ask is that if you come here legally, you respect our laws and our flag as well. There's nothing bad about that. You should want that. You should want people that vote to be citizens. We should want people who come here to be legal. There's that. It's like common sense at its best, right?
Yeah, common sense tells you that you should love your country, your faith, your freedoms, and your family. And they just love the complete opposite, you think. And so it's just astonishing to see how terrible the left has become. You know, I know a lot of people who grew up Democrat and are now Republican.
Believe it or not,
I know a lot of people who are older who were Democrats their whole life and are now Republican. And it's very important to know
everything that else
this
that you
Democrat
came from
party
is not the way it works.
isn't your grandfather's Democrat Party. This is a totally different
I think a lot of Americans want it to work that way, but it doesn't work that way. They are not for the middle,
income Americans. They are not for the just Americans in general. They're for, the women and men switching up sports, men and women's sports, men and women's bathrooms, illegals taking over our country, sending money to Ukraine and other foreign countries, funding these wars when we have veterans at home who are living in the streets and would love to have some housing, but yet we're housing illegals. So it's not your same Democrat Party. You have the, transgender drag queens on the White House lawn twerking with a thong on in front of young kids watching. This is disgusting.
It's inappropriate. It's absolutely inappropriate.
Not the Democrat Party of the 60s and 70s. This is a new Democrat Party. They're liberals. They're left. They keep going so far left. People are leaving the party, and rightfully so.
No, listen. We want our children in this country to grow up with great values, respect for their country, respect for their bodies, respect for themselves. And of course, we want them to have the choices in life. And that's why I always try to tell people who say, oh, that's not the party of choice. Absolutely. We want you to make choices in your life, to be free, to make choices for your own children, not to have the government impose those decisions on you. And remember, I always implore you to really read up on all the messaging from President Trump on abortion, because there are exceptions, number one, and there are term limits that he wants to impose. But he's not looking to do a national federal ban. He's looking to put things back to the states. That's what it's all about. That was the whole point in the first place, was to get it back to the states and have an opportunity for the states to choose what they want and to import term limits so that somebody is not having an abortion in the 7th, 8th, or 9th month of a pregnancy. Oh boy, the motorcade, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look.
Fun eating some.
Here comes the motorcade.
They call it chili bites.
Oh boy, there it is.
Pickles. This is good music.
Oh boy, here they come.
Great balls of fire.
These people freaking out. They're getting so excited. We're all excited as we look at the motorcade.
Thank God the motorcade
Thank you,
is
Peachy,
here.
for getting a close-up of this beautiful view of the motorcade. Our President Trump is in one of those vehicles. There he is. We don't know which one, but we know he's there. Look at the motorcycles. Our law enforcement, thank you to our law enforcement today. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you to our EMTs and all of the medical professionals keeping everybody safe and hydrated today.
Yes, absolutely. They've done a wonderful, outstanding job passing out waters and keeping everyone safe. Gotta love President Trump. President Trump loves the people so much. It's hilarious because since the sun is shining, how we're angled, I was able to see which car he was in. And he was facing forward with a hat on, just waving at the people. But he just loves it. He enjoys it, and he has a great time out here as well. So what will happen now is he will get out of the motorcade, go meet with some state reps,
I don't know why.
And congressmen and women, and also some of his top donors,
but thank you to those
some VIP members. And then at that time, once he's finished meeting with them, he will come out and speak to this crowd of thousands of people. But the excitement here is just unbelievable. People are sitting on loved one's shoulders, so it's almost like a concert, so they can get a great view of President Trump when he comes out. The people standing on chairs, the people sitting on people's necks to get a view. It's just great to see. So welcome to Butler, Pennsylvania, President Trump. The party is here, and there's no other place I'd rather be today than with him. And
this really makes it all worth it, Vanessa. We're standing out here sweating. Everybody's hot, and you know what? Everybody's laughing, smiling, so excited. And I cannot wait to see President Trump's face when he sees this crowd. He's going to he'll want to cry when he sees how many people are out here supporting him today.
The massive crowd goes far, far back in the stadium. So again, we're in Butler, Pennsylvania. If you're not sure where that is, it's about an hour outside of Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania voted for Trump in 2016 and for a redo in 2024. Butler, Pennsylvania is a town of about 13,000 people.
But there really
is more than that here today.
That these people are
the
not
people here tell us that they are
just
ready for change.
That area. That just
change in their pockets, that is.
Does not mean
they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they just need some wiggle room to live comfortably.
There are people that travel
because they weren't struggling like this when President Trump was in office. Taking a look at the numbers, a new inflation report was just out today. It shows that prices have risen 20.1% since Biden took office. Prices have risen 20.1%.
They're like the
that
people
is awful. Breaking it down, looking at groceries, they're up 21.3%. Rent is up 21.5%. Electricity, that's a whopper, up 31.6%. All the while, weekly earnings are down 3.6%. So here we are paying more for groceries, for rent, for electricity, for gas, for all the things, but our earnings are down 3.6%. Americans are struggling. Hey, Joe Biden, if you're awake right now, Bidenomics isn't working. It's not working. It's time for change. It's time to save this country. The people of this great country who want to live the American dream. They go to college. If you don't go to college, that's okay. If you go to a trade school, if you just get a great job outside of high school, people want to work and be successful. But what is successful now when you can't make ends meet? America needs and wants change. And we're so glad you're joining us here. Again, if you're just now watching us, I think you're a Disney fan.
Can you feel the love tonight, Vanessa?
Oh my gosh.
We can. Everybody is here loving on President Trump.
Please,
we're just excited to be here and witness the history and the amazing people that we meet along the way. Scott Presler is here. He was out with the crowd earlier, getting people registered to vote. Believe it or not, there's people here who were not registered to vote, but Scott Presler, he stopped them at the door and said, come this way. We got to get you registered.
I will say that now that everybody knows he's here, the energy has shifted.
It's
now palpable. Everybody's like, Oh my gosh, he's here. And he might be in the back watching us right now. I know he's always watching the monitors before he comes out. He's probably looking right now at all of these people and saying, I can't believe how much support we have in America and how beautiful this country is. And all the things he's gone through for us, that's what makes it worth it.
Absolutely. We always say, what keeps President Trump going? These people keep him going. You keep him going. Them chanting right now, we want Trump. But on the other side, what keeps us going? What keeps us going is faith in the Lord, first and foremost, but also faith in a man who we know can save this country. So we lean on each other. It's like you scratch your back, I'll scratch, you just scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Same thing here. President Trump feeds off our energy. We feed off his energy. And so it's just a great team.
He teases everybody. Oh, he's here. He's ready. He's coming. And then it's like, oh, another song. Oh, another song. It's just like literally being at a concert and hearing the songs before you get to hear from him. Right now, I believe we're hearing from Kid Rock.
Kid Rock, big fan.
Good friend of President Trump. And you said Dana White is going to be at the RNC.
Dana White will be at the RNC, and I believe he will be speaking on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but I think I heard that he'll be speaking on Thursday. Dana White,
speaking, and honestly,
big fan and friend of President Trump, along with Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson.
Really
hey, when those four walk into the arena, the crowd goes crazy. That's squad goals right there.
Crazy. I mean, there's probably nothing in the world like standing next to him walking in that room. I mean, it has to be the most proud you've ever felt in your life.
When
you see the crowd erupt and roar for you.
The reason I wondered if he might,
it doesn't come easy.
He might announce
it's not like people chant for him and applaud for him because he's a nice guy. They chant and applaud for him because they see that he's a selfless, respecting, kind, good man. And for those of you who don't really follow President Trump, I urge you to do that. Don't follow the narratives, follow the truth, and you'll get to see what we see and why there's so much love here tonight.
That would be,
we're going to let you see some more of the crowd. This is what you want to see, the people behind us. So we're going to step aside, let you see this massive crowd, and listen to some amazing music that we have back at the studio as we get ready for President Donald J. Trump, who is here, who is behind the stage meeting with supporters, and will soon be coming out to speak to the thousands of people here in Butler, Pennsylvania. Stay with us.
Three hours ago, he posted something about thanks to the great firemen of Upper Arlington. So he was in Arlington today. I don't know what that was about. But there's nothing posted. Nothing posted about saying about where he is right now. Speakers at Trump's
so touched. And I love seeing some of these people that are here for the first time, their faces.
For Joe Biden that were also in
It's just, oh, this is it. We're getting very close. The final songs until he comes out. This means we're getting very, very close. We're hearing Dancing Queen. And that's how you know President Trump is getting ready any minute now. We're seeing Secret Service coming out. That's how we also know that we're just minutes away.
Oh, hello on YouTube. To John. Sorry if it took me a minute there for me to see that. These songs, John, that they are playing.
And make sure that you check out
Something else,
RSBN.
in
Go to
my opinion.
rsbnnetwork.com. And of course,
Do you
put the
have any
app on your
idea
phone
who was
and make
supposed to
sure
be at
that
this
you're
rally?
also always
There was
following us
talk
with
that
all of our live events.
maybe
And of course, following us on both YouTube and Rumble. You can interact in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, you can find both Vanessa Broussard and myself, Nikki Stanzione, on Truth Social as well as RSBN, and on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, otherwise known as X.
I am going to go ahead and put my Rumble link in the chat, and the only reason I'm doing that is if people come by. I'm not monetized on YouTube, but anybody who, for some reason, should want to, can support me on Rumble. Not required to. Either way, I appreciate that you're here. Doesn't really need much to get me dancing. And he must be on at 5. I've been live for 53 minutes and it's 5:47. I don't know what's taking him so dang long, but good lord. The one thing that I do hate is that the ice pack that I use to try to cool my computer down, it only lasts about an hour before I have to go push it out and use something different. And that was really annoying. Yes, John, I appreciate that. I saw that you were on X. I saw that you shared that, and I really appreciated it.